Hello,
Hi,
I'm Angela Williams, and you are
Monica.
Monica.
Monica Clark.
Monica Clark. Nice to meet you. I'm going to be your licensed clinical social worker. And did you have any trouble finding the place?
No,
No? Awesome. Okay. Did you receive the packet in the email that I sent you with all the paperwork?
I did. I signed everything electronically.
Okay. Did you have any questions about anything in the paperwork?
Um, I don't think so.
Okay. If you ever do, you can ask me at any time. I'm an open book. So first off, I want to let you know that everything that you say in here is going to be kept confidential.
Okay.
Um, there is one exception to that. If you report child abuse, adult abuse, or elderly abuse, I'm going to have to report that. I'm obligated to because I'm a mandated reporter. Um, with that being said, though, everything else is going to be kept confidential. And you came in to get services and resources in order to stay clean and have someone to talk to about all that. Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, right now, I want to kind of get like some background information, some basic questions. So I'm going to start with some of those. So, how old are you?
31.
31. Okay. And do you know the date?
Today's October 3rd, 2024.
Okay. I just, gotta ask to make sure you're on the same page. Okay. Are you married?
No,
No. Okay.
never been married. I live with my boyfriend, Bill.
Okay, so you have a boyfriend named Bill. Okay. And how long have you and Bill been together?
Um, about 8 months.
8 months. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's your relationship with Bill?
Um, it's okay. Bill's been good to me.
Good.
I live with Bill.
Okay.
Uh, we go to AA together.
Okay.
That's how we met.
That's how you met him. Okay.
Yeah. Um, Sometimes we have a hard time communicating. I mean, nobody fights or yells. Nobody wants to handle conflict.
Okay.
And so we just don't talk about things.
Okay, so I hear you saying that you avoid conflict
Yeah.
with Bill. Okay. Um, could you maybe elaborate on that just a little bit?
We disagree on some things, but if I disagree, I don't want to cause any trouble, so I don't say anything, and he doesn't want to cause issues, and so he doesn't say anything. I feel like we don't talk as much as we
So is
could.
Bill abusive at all?
No, Bill's not abusive. Um, he's been sober for 3 years.
Okay, that's good.
He he had a wife before, and there were some issues there, and when he would drink, but he's been sober
Okay.
3 years, and he's never been that way to me.
Okay.
Um, Bill and I disagree on life stuff sometimes,
Okay.
and spiritual aspects.
Okay, so are you spiritual or is he spiritual?
He's spiritual. He's
He
very much
is.
about church and God right now, and
Okay.
I'm just not sure how I feel about that.
Okay, so I hear you saying that you're a little confused on your spirituality. So, do you ever go to church? Like, what's been your history with
I've
that?
been before here and there just
Okay.
for visits, but I always feel like an outsider, and
Okay.
I just feel like what kind of a good God, puts stuff out there. Yeah, why is there so much pain and hurt and everything I've been through if God's supposed to love me, So I really struggle.
Okay. So you question how it is unfair for basically that you're in a lot of pain and hurt and the things that you've went through. Okay. let's take it back just a little bit. Can you tell me a little bit about growing up as a child?
I don't really know my dad.
Right.
As a child, he left when I was 1. My mom said I don't really remember him. I've never seen him since. Um,
Right.
my mom, she was angry and depressed a lot. She was just there was just stuff all over the house. She had a lot of boyfriends in and out.
And how did that make you feel?
It was kind of frustrating and kind of, I don't know, scary. I don't know if scary is the word, but just so many people in and out of the house. There was just never consistency. I
Okay.
didn't know these people.
So, um, did I hear you saying that you didn't really connect with them very much? Is that because you were afraid to lose them? Maybe?
I don't know, maybe.
Or did they not treat you very well? Or,
Mm. They didn't treat my mom very well.
okay.
Um, that's what guys do, right? They come and they go.
Yes, that happens. Okay, so your dad left your mom when you were 1 year old. Your mom was pretty angry and depressed, and she had many boyfriends in and out of her life and your life. So there was not a real big structure going
Mm-hmm.
on. Um,
Mm-mm.
so did you did you have very many friends growing up? People that you could depend on? If like your mom was real angry, you could go to their house and stay the night or anything like that.
I had a couple friends in elementary school.
Okay.
That didn't last very long, though. By middle school, I felt like I was just alone and ostracized, and nobody really wanted to come to my house.
All right.
Mhm.
So middle school, that would be about what age?
Mm,
Teenage years?
11 to 13
11 to 13?
ish, you know. Mm.
Okay. And what happened after around that time period whenever you were
Things were
more
just
secluded?
really hard, and um, my mom was just more and more depressed, and things were just really bad. And we got into some huge arguments, and I ran away at 14.
Okay. And how did that make you feel?
That was really hard. I was homeless for a while. Um, I was living on the street or shelters or halfway houses. Just, I don't know, so many different places. And it just was really lonely. Um, I finally, you know, made a few friends, but I became really sexually promiscuous.
Okay.
Was heavy on, that's when I started drugs.
Okay. What
Some
was your
pretty
drug
heavy
of
drugs.
choice?
It started small, but heroin
Okay.
just made all the pain go away.
So I hear you saying you used drugs as an outlet to cope for not wanting to feel the way you were feeling. Okay. So maybe we could also alternate a goal in there to where I give you some resources for coping skills.
Okay.
That way you won't, you know, end up using again. And it'll just help build that strong foundation.
Okay.
Okay, so at 14, you ran away, you were homeless, living on the streets and in and out of halfway houses. You felt really lonely at that time. And Um, you said that you did have a few friends.
They were all drug
Doing
users and
okay.
partying, and it's just a lot.
Okay. So you started using heroin um, to escape life, basically. So then, really, what happened after that?
Um, did that for a while. At about 20, I wound up in a halfway house for women, and then I started going to some meetings and things. I started trying to
Okay.
get clean. I by 21 I had I was working jobs. I tried several different jobs. I was unable to sustain those
Okay.
jobs. It was just really difficult.
Okay. So you're saying it's difficult to um, sustain a job. What makes it difficult to you? How do you feel that it's getting too difficult for you?
I would have conflicts at work with people. I felt like I
Okay.
don't couldn't get along with people, and it made for lack of motivation to want to go. Attendance was hard, bus schedules, trying to get to work on time, and I don't have a car, so it really felt like I was trying, but nothing ever seemed right, and then I just ended up leaving or getting fired.
All right. So let's move on to your medical history. Okay. Are you currently on any medications?
Um, I don't remember what they're called. I'm on a couple medications. I I contracted Hep C.
Okay. And when were you diagnosed with Hep C?
I was 26. I got really sick that year and ended up being hospitalized, and they ran a whole bunch of tests.
Right. So are you seeing anybody now for that to be treated?
I see community clinic. Um,
How are you liking it there? Are they treating you well? Do you feel like you are getting adequate medical care?
it's okay sometimes. Sometimes though, you get a person that just they look at you like you're just a drug addict. You know.
Yeah. Okay. No. Have you had any mental health history?
So my mom struggles with depression,
Okay.
and
So
I
your
feel
mom
like
has
it's
depression.
something I've struggled with off and on.
Okay. Have you ever actually seen a medical provider for that?
No,
No. Okay. Is it only feeling like uh, you're sad? Is it not wanting to have any of the same activities? Like, could you explain a little bit better on
besides work, I just like to stay home.
that? Okay.
Um, besides working AA, I guess. Uh, excuse me.
Wow.
Um, uh, some days I think it's hard to want to get out of bed and make it to work.
Okay. And what do you do for work?
I do custodial, clean up at a hotel,
Okay.
cleaning up, resetting the rooms.
And do you like that?
It's a job. It's one of the few jobs that has treated me okay.
Okay. Now, you said it treats you okay. Are you interested in getting a a different job, or do you have medical benefits, vision benefits, dental benefits, and everything?
I don't have benefits.
Okay. So are you interested in maybe looking around and trying to build your resume and get a interview somewhere else?
Maybe I don't. I'm always afraid. I don't know who would hire. You know,
Okay.
drug addict.
Well, um, nowadays you don't even have to list any of that stuff on your form when you fill it out for a job.
Okay.
And that's something you don't have to disclose to them at the interview. And um, I'm sure you could find a way to build the resume. I could find a way to build it with you, help you build it. And if that's something that you're interested in, we could go around doing that for a goal.
Maybe.
Okay. So we did a medical. Now, can you tell me a little bit about your education?
I didn't. I dropped out. I
Okay.
didn't finish high school.
Okay, that's all right.
I didn't get past ninth grade.
Okay. Do you have a GED?
No.
No? Okay. Would you be interested in getting your GED?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know if
That could be a goal to work towards if you're interested in that. All right. Do you have a support system at all? I know that you said that you had a falling out with your mother and your father was not in your life, but do you have a grandma, a grandpa, cousins, aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers, best friends, anybody that you can count on? No.
I don't have any siblings. I'm an only child. I cut all my friends out of my life because they were all from the dragon parties. And I'm afraid that if I'm around it, I'm going to slip up again.
That's understandable.
Um, I just, sometimes, sometimes I'm just afraid of, I'm just really afraid that I'll slip again. So I just, I can't talk to them anymore. I have Bill.
Well, Bill's sounds like he's a good guy, and I am I'm very proud of you for staying clean for the 8 months. And um, so you met Bill in AA. Okay.
Can I have a moment?
Yes. Um,
I'm really sorry.
you were completely fine. Okay. So you do have Bill as a support system. Hmm. What does Bill do during the day?
Uh, Bill lost his job.
Okay.
Like 2 months ago ish. But he's been staying home and taking care of the house and
Okay.
he cooks the meals since I'm working.
Okay. So does that put a lot of like, do you think, I know you're going to be speaking for someone else, but do you think that he has a lot of stress from losing his job?
Probably. We don't talk about stuff much.
Okay.
But I know that sometimes he seems a little, I don't know, frustrated, irritated when we're trying to talk about money and bills.
So you said that you guys don't talk a lot. Why do you not talk a lot? Do you guys not have a good relationship or?
I'm afraid to rock the boat, so I just I don't have hard conversations. If I rock the boat, will he leave? He's my ride. He's my house. What if he wants to leave me? What if I don't have anywhere to go again?
So you're afraid if you guys have a falling out, you don't have nobody that you can depend on because you said he's your support system. Um, so I want you to think about this for a second. You lived on the streets by yourself from 14 to 31, right? So that's a really long time that you managed to be by yourself, and that's a really good strength. You are strong. You're brave. What's the worst that could happen if you and Bill weren't together anymore?
I guess that I'd be back on the street.
But what's the best thing that could happen?
I don't know. Maybe Bill and I would be closer.
Maybe we should work up to talking more to him and get better communication skills going if for a goal.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
What when we set goals, what'll that look like?
Um, well, we will sit down together and we will go over what you want to get out of our sessions, and I will show you what I'll be able to offer you, and we can determine what goals are most important to the least important, and we'll go from there. I've got a pretty good backstory on here. Uh, so why don't we go up front and we'll schedule you a follow-up appointment because the session's out of time. It was really great meeting you. I'm very proud of you. You opened up and talked about some really hard topics, and I know that must have been difficult. Um, so just if you have any questions or ever want to speak to me, you've got my email, my phone number. You can call the office, leave me a message, and I'll call you back if I'm not available to speak. But other than that, we'll schedule you in a follow-up appointment. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a great day.
You too.